right now. Presidential candidate appears to be trying to change the subject after making what some are calling a notable gaffe. That would be Republican Mike Huckabee. He's a former governor with less foreign policy experience than some of his rivals. Now some are wondering if that's becoming obvious out on the campaign trail. Let's go out to Iowa. Dana Bash is watching all of this unfold. You've learned about the concerns inside Huckabee's own camp about his national security experience. Explain to our viewers what's going on.
Well, Wolf, in a very candid moment today, a senior Huckabee campaign official told me that with their candidate, quote, there is no foreign policy credential, and that unlike many other presidential candidates, he can't boast about knowing Benazir Bhutto. This official also said that until they can, quote, get him briefed and up to speed on Pakistan, they're going to try to bring it closer to home.
Good morning.
Mike Huckabee is responding to crisis in Pakistan in an offbeat way, tying it to a red-hot campaign issue, immigration.
There were more Pakistanis who illegally crossed the border than of any other nationality except for those immediately south of our border. 660 last year. That's a lot of illegals from Pakistan.
Sounding an alarm about illegal Pakistanis in America is a surprising tactic for a candidate who preaches tolerance. He dismissed any concern it looks like xenophobia.
No, not at all. I'm just saying that a lot of Americans sitting in Pella, Iowa, maybe look halfway around the world and say, how does that affect me?
When asked by CNN for the source of his statistic, 660 illegal Pakistanis, Huckabee seemed unsure.
It's come largely from CIA numbers, and I'll get you the exact source, but those are numbers that I got today from a briefing, and I believe they're CIA and or immigration numbers.
A senior Huckabee campaign official admitted to CNN the former Arkansas governor has, quote, no foreign policy credential. That's why his campaign turned to immigration, a top concern for Iowa GOP voters, especially men he's been losing ground with. The pivot followed a gaffe, not appearing to know martial law was lifted in Pakistan 2 weeks ago.
What impact does it have on whether or not there's going to be martial law continued in Pakistan?
Huckabee later said he meant he worried martial law would be reinstated. Governors running for president historically have trouble proving their foreign policy chops, some more than others. Remember this?
The new Pakistani general has just been elected. He's not elected. This guy took over office. Name General. I can't name the general. 8 minutes. General.
Now, for the record, Mike Huckabee does know that general's name is Pervez Musharraf. He, of course, is still 7 years later the leader in Pakistan. And, Wolf, on that figure that Huckabee cited, 660 illegal Pakistanis in the U.S., his campaign tells us they actually got it from a newspaper article written back in March of 2006. Now, our own Homeland Security correspondent, Jean Reserve, looked into it, and she is told by a government source that if you add up the number of Pakistanis turned away and apprehended, you get the figure that's somewhere close to 660, but also it is really impossible to tell how many illegal immigrants from any country are in this country, in the U.S. right now.
Dana, out in Pella, Iowa. Thanks, Dana, very much.